Hey there, friends. I was going through my albums the other day and I found this layout that I loved so much. So today I'm creating a brand new 8.5 inch by 11 inch layout that is based around the design of that layout. So I'm essentially scrap lifting myself using the brand new Elle Studio 2021 March kit and add-ons. I'm starting out with a single photo that's 3.5 by 5 and the Celebrate paper stack, which is pretty much just a party in paper form. I really love this picture because I was leaving my daughter's birthday party with the leftovers of the cake, and my husband snapped this picture of me. But I really did enjoy my slice of cake alone by myself after that party was over. So right now I'm going through the paper stack to see kind of what patterns I want to use. And just like my the layout that this one is based on, I'm going to add this pattern paper in the corners. One thing I really love about diagonal stripes is that they kind of prompt me to put them in the corner of a page, and they make it really easy for you to cut a perfect triangle with those stripes. So then I am going to start layering these patterns and cutting them so that you can see small amounts of the patterns below. Anything yellow is pretty much always going to be my favorite, and I really love Ellie's yellow. It is such a beautiful kind of buttery yellow. I'm using my scissors here to add some texture in between these layers just to help them stand out a bit and add a little bit more interest. I also wanted to add a third layer up there, but that blue is feeling a bit too heavy to be at the top of my layout. So I'm grabbing this coral grid, and I'm kind of going towards more corals and yellows on this page because that's what you can see in my photo. I have a coral top on and the cake is pink and yellow. It was lemon cake with strawberry buttercream icing from one of our favorite bakeries in Houston, which is Ooh La La. So I want to add some more coral to the base, but I can't I can't use that side of the paper because I have die cut my word for my title. The word is me, and I've used Ink Bandits font to do that. So you'll see me create that title in just a few moments because that is kind of my second most important aspect. Well, I guess third if you consider my photo number one and then pattern paper number two, but my title is going to be third because it's going to be large, right? So I have this scrap piece of paper here. I am grabbing the brand new Parker alphabet stamp and dies. Now I know someone will ask me, so I will tell you that I use the Stamp Market stick and store storage system for my stamps, and then I just buy magnetic sheets that are self-adhesive to stick on the back of those storage dividers so that I can add my dies to the back, and I'll link up to both of those products in my video notes. Now I'm grabbing the dark red Puffy alphabet stickers to add another piece of my title. My title is going to be Let Me Eat Cake, kind of a play on the Marie Antoinette quote. And I am going to go ahead and use the brand new Parker alphabet, which I'm so excited about, to stamp out the words eat and cake. For this layout, I am using all close to my heart inks. The first yellow color is Canary. Second, I stamped Thistle for the A. The T is Lagoon. The C is Smoothie. The A is Sapphire. And then I did the K again in Canary and the E in Thistle. Now I really love that these have a die that you can buy in addition to the stamp because it makes it so much easier to cut those babies out in no time. And then I can get to work building my title. So here's my title, Let Me Eat Cake, and right away I can kind of feel that it feels a little bit off because there's so much color on that one side and it feels a lot heavier. So my idea here is to use only the word cake with the Parker alphabet and use the dark red Puffy alphabet sticker for the word eat. And right away, that makes me feel so much better. Now on my original layout, I had used arrows to fill in those gaps around my title. Here I just grabbed some of the brand new light teal cardstock label stickers to fill in those gaps, but I just lightly touched them to the page so that they are not permanent just yet. I am going through the March 2021 kit tags to see which one I'd like to use for my journaling. And right now I really like the grid that's multicolored. It's kind of a wonky grid because I like to incorporate all of the colors in the layout there on my journaling. I also really like this bright stripe because it attracts some attention to my photo. It brings some more color down to that side of the page. I always love pulling out the die cuts from the monthly kit to see how I can kind of use them to accent areas around my page. And so I pulled out a yellow star, that orchid or fuchsia heart, a celebrate label. I really love these hooray wood veneer banners, and I really want to use one on my page, and I think it will be nice to add a different kind of texture here. And I know I want to put it somewhere around the bottom of my photo, so I'm just kind of placing that there for the moment. I am not sold on the labels right now. So I'm taking them off before they get stuck down. That's the last thing I want to happen. And I'm thinking I might stamp something there instead. Okay, for the striped journaling tag that's behind my photo, I'm just going to cut off two little strips of that because the last thing I want to do is to waste any of that gorgeous color. I can use that somewhere else on a different layout or pocket page to tie in all of the colors of the kit. And I really like placing it so that they're offset behind my photo. Now what I'm doing is just drawing a line so that I know how much room I have to print my journaling with that striped tag over the top of it. So I'm going to go ahead and type my journaling and print that out. Right, my journaling is printed, and now I'm going to mark where my photo is because I feel like my background is just way too white. So I've taken the acetate sheet from one of the Elle Studio stamp sets that I had just laying around. I'm grabbing my Close to My Heart smoothie and Thistle inks, and I just kind of touched one to one side, touched one to the other. And then I'm using a water brush to add a little bit of water here. I'm going to quickly flip that and do the kissing technique just so that I can get some interest in the middle of my page, some color. And of course, I didn't put any protection down on my desk, which kind of stinks, so I got some on my little March label there, but no worries, it's not a big deal. I also got some on my striped paper at the top of the page, but that just adds a little bit more interest. And so to add more ink, all I'm doing is touching that acetate to my ink pad, adding a little bit more water. And then this is going to be kind of a trial here. I'm going to place my elements and see if I need to add any more color. Now I'm going to go ahead and adhere everything down right now because it's really not that wet. I didn't use too much water. I really love the way that that looks, but I need to add a little bit more color down on the bottom right corner because I want you to be able to see that mixed media kind of peeking out down there too. So I'm just adding smoothie on this bottom section, and I'm just going to use all of the color that I have on my acetate sheet. Really love the way that that looks out and how it just adds a little bit of color to the center of the page and really accents my photo and my journaling. Okay, time to adhere all the major elements together. Today I am using scrapbook.com tape runner. I have heard that it is back in stock. It's very popular. So if you love this tape runner, you might want to run to the shop to get it. There's a link in my video notes to that. I'm going to bump up my photo and those colorful pattern paper stripes using dimensional adhesive by Scrapbook Adhesives by 3Elle, and just adhere my journaling tag quickly down there and then pop this on top so that overlaps. And that's why I, used my pencil before to mark where I wanted to place my photo, just so I knew where I could add my journaling. And then I'm going to go back in with all the little die cuts from the kit. This little label here says love, and then I have a star, and I'm going to bump that up with some dimensional adhesive. And then I have some things to add on the bottom as well, but I have this cake die cut, chipboard die cut from the Happy Birthday chipboard stickers, which I really love this month. And that's a little teal cake. I've already used the pink one. I probably would have gone for pink, but I already used it, so we'll go with teal. And then I have the Hooray wood veneer banner. Now, I need to figure out how I'm going to place that, so I just like the placement of it. So I'm going to have a little play here around if I want it higher up on my photo, below my photo, up here on the right. I definitely feel like I want it somewhere lower. Okay, after a bit of finagling those elements on the bottom there, I've decided that I'm placing the banner on my photo instead of below it or anywhere else, and I really like the way that that's turned out. Then I have the purple die cut and the cake chipboard below. I also want to add something else, something larger to this element up here, this embellishment grouping. So I've grabbed a balloon, the chipboard balloon sticker. This is my favorite product this month, you guys. Those chipboard stickers are really awesome. I'm going to balance that balloon up there with a blue label from the kit in the bottom corner of my photo. That's where I'm going to add my date. So I want my title to pop up, and so I'm adding dimensional adhesive to the word me. And I'm also going to add dimensional adhesive to the word cake. Okay, so my title is in place, and remember I talked about possibly using stamps to fill in those gaps on my title. Well, there is a little asterisk, it's sort of like an asterisk or confetti in the Make-A-Wish stamp set this month, and so I'm using that with the colors on my layout to stamp those asterisks to fill in the gaps on either side of my title. Now I will note that annoyingly, I stamped the yellow asterisk a bit too high. It's not in line with the fuchsia and the smoothie colored ones, which is a little bit annoying, but I'm only human and I make mistakes, and I'm just going to keep on. It's just going to be the way it is. So I'm just trying to get these alphas straightened up here before I finalize my title. I just got my nails back on after a year, and so I'm having a hard time moving things around with nails on again, you guys. If you can, if you understand, you understand. So that's why I'm using the spatula there to help me out. On this one, I'm doing 4 asterisks, just adding navy to that color combination that I used over there on the right. And I really like the way that that fills in the white space in my title and kind of gives it a nice diagonal line that's unbroken. These are the tiny shapes puffy stickers. So you have stars, you have hearts, and you have little dots. And I'm just going to add a few of these in my embellishment groupings. I also have these acrylic presents and balloons, and they also have these little asterisks in them as well. And I wanted to add one down there to the bottom just to add a different kind of texture to the page and something a little chunky. Plus I needed something yellow down there too, so that's a perfect place to add that, and I'm just doing that with my liquid adhesive. The last thing I'm going to add is a string to my balloon, and the Make-A-Wish die cut set has two different strings that are just so cute, and I am using my white scrap piece of paper here to add that string on the bottom of the balloon, just to, add something else to the page and make it stand out a bit. I really love this layout. I'm so happy that I added that mixed media. I'm really glad that I scrap lifted myself. I loved this layout, and when I saw it in my album, I created it years and years ago, but it kind of sparked that design, and I knew that these new products from LA Studio would be perfect to create this kind of bold and colorful page, all about a really darn good piece of cake. You can shop all of the supplies that I used to create this page in the link in my video notes, and be sure to hit subscribe so you won't miss out on any of my process videos or unboxing videos, which you can also find in my feed. Thanks so much for watching, and happy creating with your brand new LE Studio Goodies, friends.